Fast and Furious Hollywood Drift track is finally finished.
Here we go!
Today we're going to take a look at the completion of the track and also all of the different things they have set up already for FanFest nights.
I'm tired of this, Grandpa!
That's too damn bad! You keep digging!
Let's roll it. Because it is pretty packed today, I am not going to head to the Starway or Super Silly Funland first thing. We are going straight to the studio tour while it still has a relatively low wait time. People typically don't do the studio tour first thing. It tends to pick up in its wait time later on in the day. So we're going to take advantage of it now. Hop on, see the completed coaster from down below, and then make our way back up to take a look at the coaster from the Starway and Super Silly Funland. Also have a lot more progress in the FanFest decor that is being set up. We have this photo up over here for One Piece. So if you're a One Piece fan, we have a couple of cutouts where you can take some photos. This looks really great, and we are exactly 2 weeks away from the opening of FanFest. But of course, as we make our way over toward the studio tour, I gotta take a nice, beautiful glance at the structure. Again, we saw earlier this week that is pretty much done, at least the exterior of it. Lots of banging, lots of cherry pickers and cranes around it today. There to the left, we have a couple of workers working on it. We do have a gentleman up top as well. So forward progress continues. It looks like these big windows here have the inserts that were placed in. Those were not there earlier this week. So that's really nice to see. It looks like they're going to be finishing those up in the coming days. But again, overall, looks really nice. So right now, posted wait time of 10 minutes for the studio tour, but they have this new banner that was not here earlier this week. Entrance for Back to the Future. Again, super excited for FanFest nights. This is one of the many properties I'm super excited to see. Also looking forward to dressing up in my cosplay version of one of the IPs. So you will have to stay tuned for our coverage of FanFest nights to take a look and see exactly what I dress up as. As per usual, first thing in the morning, even though posted wait time of 10 minutes for the studio tour, it is a walk-on. Super excited to jump right on in and enjoy this lovely attraction.
So doing a new version, 100 years, opening day March 15th of 1915. In that time, we made some classic productions, some of which you'll see off to the sides with our movie poster timeline, taking us down the hill. Might even spot some of your favorite Universal movies along the way. I always spotted my favorite over here on the left side, up until this construction moved in. I really hope they bring it back when they're finished. I'm a really big fan. It's actually written right here at the bottom of my old name tag, so you can see it's right here. A little comedy called Animal House. Yeah. You got any fans of that one? You should hang out more. It's got everything you need for a great comedy. A food fight scene, a big party scene, a huge parade at the end, a really funny scene with a horse. Kids, when you're older for that one, right? Look it out for it. Now, we are unique from other movie studios in that we are technically our own city here with our own zip code, honorary mayor, branch of the sheriff's department, and here off to the right side, this white building, that's our very own fire station. That would be Fire Station 51. Given that number, that designation, in honor of an old NBC show of ours called Emergency. Now, once we pass the fire station, we're going to head into the front lot of the studio where a majority of filming takes place. Most filming happens inside the most controlled environment possible, called sound stages. Now, on the outside, they look like big warehouses, but inside is where we create movie magic.
All right, studio tour done, so we're going to make our way to the Starway now. Want to get a glimpse of the coaster from up here, see how the landscape is doing, and also take a look at the hillside, see what progress has been made over the last 4 days. So not only is the landscaping looking really good today, but from here we can finally see how the track is completed further towards the back. So nice seeing it from the studio tour up close and personal now that it is done. So over the next couple months, we're really going to be taking a look at the landscaping to see how that progress comes along. Not much of a change in the progress of the landscaping, but as we saw on the other side, lots of construction taking place today, predominantly on the hillside where that roadway is up top. They also have a food truck up there. That is really nice to see, construction workers making their way over. But that being said, a lot of the construction taking place today is further down where they finally have connected the remaining track. Also noticing here, it looks like there is a bit of an entryway into the ground where some of these vehicles are currently situated. That is very interesting. It's kind of hard to see from this far away, but it doesn't look like it goes in that deep. But there looks like there are a few panels inside against the interior wall or whatever it is exactly that's in there. So I'm very curious if that is similar to our lovely little structure down below in terms of housing some kind of electrical equipment or mechanical equipment that has to do with the operation of the coaster. So while I thought it would take a couple months for them to finish the track, it looks like they finished it very, very quickly this year. So as we move forward and closer to 2026, we'll be keeping an eye on the landscaping predominantly to see how that comes along. Now we're going to take a look at the Hillside Project to see exactly how nicely that has come along. So from up here today on the hillside, we can see they are digging away into the ground. They have the cranes out, lots of work. We still have those massive beams that were placed there earlier this week, and it looks like they've done even more work on the ground itself. So again, you cannot convince me that this is just minor landscaping. I have to believe there is something big, something massive coming over here, and hopefully we'll get an announcement from John Murdy and the Universal Studios Hollywood team in the coming months. Here it looks like we have a few more of these beams along the siding that has gone up over to the side here. We also have lights that have been brought over, so it looks like there's work that is done either overnight or early morning hours. So slowly but surely they are making progress down here. And of course today up in that middle section about halfway up the hill, they are actively working with the cranes and tractors digging more dirt. Honestly, I am so glad to see the track completed. It has been a year in the making and it just looks so cool and high-key very terrifying as well. I have seen some of the specs and mock-ups of how exactly the ride is going to be running when it is open, and I'm super excited, but again, also a little terrified because it is going to be an intense coaster. They have put up even more items here in preparation for FanFest nights. We do have this storage container in the middle, but to the left we have what looks like will be a photo op. It's kind of hard to tell from this angle, and they have taller barricades up around the remaining areas of the plaza. But again, we have these faux bushes sectioning off this area. Curious if this will be a VIP only or a beer garden type of area with limited access, but again, looking very, very good. We also have the lighting strung across the plaza, so they're definitely making a lot of headway in preparation for April 25th. We also have these faux cases on the left and right hand side of New York Street, along with the banner that designates this as the show entrance for Jujutsu Kaisen. So this will be taking over the DreamWorks Theater, where we typically have the Kung Fu Panda Adventure show. It will now be a Jujutsu Kaisen show during the nights of FanFest. And along here we have the One Piece photo op. This also is sectioned off, so no longer accessible to just hang out like one would typically do in this shaded area. But this is nice to see. They have the One Piece mural up in the back along the wall, some crates and barrels, and again, yet another photo op that will be available for FanFest nights. And right outside of Waterworld, we now have the 10 Forward bar. This too has been sectioned off in preparation for FanFest nights. Super, super excited to see how the theming pulls together for this one. This bar usually has some really great beverages and occasionally some really great snacks when they have their different after dark events, such as Halloween Horror Nights or the pass holder events. Thank you guys so much for watching today's video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye.